What's up, YouTube? This is True Raw 4 TV. So I just want to talk about just something I've noticed when it comes to some players, like Jimmy Butler this year, who had one hell of a playoff series and had one hell of a run, making it all the way to the Eastern Conference Finals. And I noticed with Jimmy Butler, and I also noticed with Luka going all the way to the Western Conference Finals this year. I noticed that the media is basically giving both players a pat on the back and saying that, they did the best that they could, but they're not exactly surrounded by superstars. Luka needs another superstar. Jimmy Butler needs another superstar, right? And, you know where I'm going with this. But I remember when Giannis was, getting knocked out in the second round or making it to the conference finals and getting knocked out. I don't remember the dialogue being, Giannis is getting there, but what the Bucks need is another superstar. Chris Middleton's good, but they need another superstar. I don't remember that being the case. What I remember them saying is, Giannis got to get it done. He has to figure it out. He has to figure out how to be able to beat four players at one time. He has to figure out how to get out of this wall that's 4 or 5 players against one. He has to figure it out. Well, don't you think that what would help him is if he had another player on the court that could draw attention defensively so that they can't just focus on one guy? But, Giannis had to do the impossible shit, I don't know, man. I don't say it comes across as petty, but it's just certain shit that I just don't forget. Like, I don't forget certain shit, man, when it comes to media. Like, the media now is so giddy. They feel like the universe is correct now. It's not a small market team in there in the finals that they don't particularly care for. Last year, they didn't really like that finals, man. The media, they didn't like that shit. They had to cover it, but they didn't like 2 small market teams. They couldn't stand it. They like it now. It's Boston and it's Golden State, and they don't mind going to Boston. The media, they don't mind going to Cali, San Francisco, but going to Phoenix, going to Milwaukee, they were talking like a bunch of elitist snobs. What is that to do in Milwaukee? It's like a fucking elitist, fucking snob motherfucker, you know what I'm saying? But anyway, I don't know. Just thought I'd just go ahead and talk about this in the video, man. Shit just seems kind of like hypocritical to me. I'm just, and the funny thing about it, back then, Giannis was averaging like maybe 27 and 10 in the playoffs, right? And then last year in the playoffs, he averaged 30 and 12. He upped his game. This year, before they was knocked out by the Boston Celtics, Giannis was averaging 31 and almost 14 rebounds in the playoffs. But people still talk about how this guy is just not a superstar. And then you wonder why I always tick up for him. Well, you always ticking up for Giannis. That's why. Because when Giannis went on his run last year, you didn't hear all this hyperbole. You didn't hear all this, he's going to be this, that, and the other. You heard me say it. Or you heard some other people on YouTube talk about it. They were just talking about how, he's a great player, but he still needs to work on shit. You know, they talk about his weaknesses. He can't shoot threes. He can't shoot. He needs to work on his foul shooting. Dude had one of the greatest closeout games in playoff history. But all people want to talk about is, you know, he's not flashy. He can't shoot threes. I don't know, man. It is what it is.